Welcome back. It's day 2 of my Stitchmas. Now, I have dropped my youngest son off at school. It is 25 minutes past 8 in the morning and I am in Waitrose car park. And what I'm planning on doing is I need some coffee beans, you know, to fill up that coffee machine. I'm really low on beans because it's one of those ones you have to put whole beans in it. And Waitrose sell a bag. Sometimes I get this really big bag of these dark roasted beans for a really decent price. I'm sure I've paid about $2.50 for it sometimes. It's really good and I really like the dark roasted beans. And I need to go to the post office and it's quite a bit of a walk actually from here. But what it is, I had someone try to deliver something on Wednesday, so this was the day before this Stitchmas started, and I missed it. It was the postman. It's gone to the post office. So that was Tuesday. That was Tuesday. So Wednesday I went to the post office and they were striking. They was all outside the post office with their signs, and I said, oh excuse me, if I go in, will they let me have my parcel? He said no. He said they said they've got all these parcels and they're not sure what to do. They've not been let anybody take them. So and I said, well, when shall I come back? And he said, come back Friday. So I don't know if this parcel is actually for me, because myself, my husband and our eldest son, we all have the initial of C. So it just says, you know, C. Roberts. I don't know who it's for. However, I'm really hoping it's me, because I am expecting yarn from Toft. Because remember I said to you, I bought 2 kits in the Toft Black Friday sale, and you get to download the basically the pattern straight away, but I had to wait for the yarn, which I'm not ready to make them yet anyway, but obviously I want them. And I can't carry on with my project bag because I'm waiting for that tape stuff that I've ordered. The cord luckily is the last thing, and I've found some other cords which I could use that. But yeah, I'm just waiting for this tape for the yarn guide and for the loops and things. So yeah, so anyway, so I'm gonna head off now, and maybe I'll there's a lovely grotto in Touchwood, so what I might do is when I'm walking up to it I might film the grotto, because it'd be nice and quiet rather than doing when it's like really busy. So if I see anything Christmassy along the way I will show you. And when I came here to get my, well, the parcel, we don't know who it's for, last time I nipped into WH Smith's and I bought a crochet magazine and a knitting magazine, and yeah, so it ended up being a bit of an expensive trip for me, and I came without the parcel, but never mind, I've got a couple of magazines. And actually in the knitting magazine there's some really nice crochet baubles which I really would like to make, maybe 1 or 2 of them, you know, depending on the time and things. So anyway, I'm gonna trek off and maybe I'll show a bit of footage along the way. A little blackbird on there. Oh, look what it is. It's mine. welcome back. Now I'm really sorry if the lighting is a bit strange in here. This room is really dark, and yeah, I've got artificial light on to try and brighten it up a bit. So yeah, I'll probably look a bit bright. So anyway, welcome back. Now what I'm going to do now, it is just after 9:30 in the morning, Friday morning. I am going to show you what I picked up in Waitrose. I'm going to open the box that I got from the post office. It's daft. And what I'll do is I'm going to save the advent calendars till a bit later on. But the reason being is I've got loads of jobs to do. Loads of tidying, cleaning, washing, things like that. So I'm going to get all that done and maybe have a lunch, and then it'll be a nice little thing to do this afternoon. And it might be a little bit more natural light coming through this way then, hopefully. So anyway, right, so I'll delve into Waitrose first. There's things you're not going to. My gloves are in here as well. But they're doing a 3 for 2 on napkins. So I was only going to pick up these ones. They're basically dogs and cats wearing little knitted jumpers. So I was only going to buy those. But then when I do the scanner thing, because I've got a Waitrose card and you can scan your own shopping. And then it makes this funny noise if there's an offer. And it said 3 for 2. So I picked up these lovely little ones with a robin on. So I hope you like seeing that footage. Did you manage to see the blackbird that I filmed? Oh, I was so delighted to see the blackbird. And these are the deers. So I've got those ready for the... Basically, I'll put those out in the kitchen now so we can just like use them all month. I don't save everything. Oh, gotta save it all for Christmas. We just kind of do Christmas, you know, continually. I got my coffee beans. Actually, if you've got a Waitrose card and you do some shopping in there, you can add a free coffee to your shopping list. You're just going to have your own reusable cup with you. I'm really hoping these haven't broken. So I got a glass, and look, it's the same as the robin on here. I just got one, because that was £6. I'd love to have bought like 5, you know, one each, but you know, I have to watch what I'm spending. And this one was I think it might have been 5 or 6. This one was £1 cheaper than what the robin one was. It's got Santa on it and reindeer. I hope you're seeing that okay. It's hard to show you the design here, isn't it? So, and that's all I got that was Christmas related. So I'm going to open the top box. So this should be the yarn to make the hot chocolate monster and the cozy cabin doll. Now I might get an actual pattern in here, a postcard pattern. The tissue is lovely. It's actually got like little balls of yarn, and you probably wouldn't see it. It's probably just going to look white to you, but you can see that there is a print on it with the, you know, the naked eye. And it says this was packed by Evie and Tash with these little stickers on. There's an advert for the Four Seasons Flora Society, 2023. It must be a club that she's running, a crochet club. And there's also, and it's also showing you, I think basically you make vegetables, crochet vegetables. There's Toft's version of their sprout. I use a different pattern for my sprout, but there is a pattern that Toft have got. There's a pattern for a knitted beanie. Is that little beanie there? It looks pretty basic, doesn't it? Oh, okay. This might be some. I must have been getting that wrong then. That must be different. This is Alexandra's Garden Vegetables. That says vegetables on it. So what's this one? I don't quite get it. Oh, the Four Seasons is back by popular demand. The Four Season Flora Society is now open for another year with a more edible theme. Enjoy a quarterly delivery of fresh seasonal vegetable box. If you love your Grow Your Own collection based on Kerry Law's Alexandra garden books, then you'll enjoy being a part of the Flora Society. So basically this is a book coming out, or two books, Alexandra's Garden Flowers, Alexandra's Garden Vegetables. That's what that's advertising. But this is a crochet club where you'll get deliveries every month, and it will probably be things that are in this book. But obviously the book, you don't get the yarn. That's what I think, okay? Sorry if I'm wrong, but that's what it appears to be. And then there's an advert for the Toft Quarterly magazine, which is £10 plus post and packaging every quarter. And it's actually got the doll that I'm going to make on it, look. And on the back, it's advertising a new doll club. So she does a doll club as well. And she's got a picture of a doll on the front. That's lovely. So I don't know who that's supposed to be. It might say. So here is what has come. So it's come in this lovely bag. So that's a crochet chain coming off a ball of yarn, and it says Toft. And I ordered 2 doll stands. One for my son's doll, and one for the doll that I'm going to be making, the Cozy Cabin doll. Because his one has always been just on his shell. I think it has gone a bit floppy over time, so I might have to stuff a bit of extra filling in it, and maybe put a coffee stirrer up his neck or something if he flops a little bit, because I made him a long time ago, so I'll have to check. So the pattern isn't in here, so it must be just a digital download. I don't get the card with it. So there's I think normally this was called Steel before, but now they've got one with a sparkle in it. I don't know if that sparkle is showing up on here, but it's called Festive Silver. So there's a 50-gram ball of that. I presume it's 50. It looks like a 50. Oh no, a 25-gram ball. A 25-gram ball of cream. 25 grams of camel. That's probably for the skin, I guess. 25 grams of shale, which is a different kind of grey, a bit darker. Another 25-gram ball of the Festive Silver. There's a 25-gram ball of sapphire. It's like a navy colour. Same again. A 25-gram of cocoa, which I'm guessing that's for the hot chocolate monster. I wanted to show you the cards, but unfortunately they didn't come in it. A 25-gram of fudge, it's a sort of brown. Another 25-gram of camel. 25-gram of oatmeal. That could be skin, actually. I'm not quite. Oh, it might be for the hot chocolate. Is that 25? Yeah, 25-gram of cream. 25-gram of yellow. I don't know what the yellow's on, actually. And 25-gram of fudge. Yeah, what was the yellow one? Hang on, have I put up the pattern? I think I've took the patterns upstairs. What I'll do is, in this episode of my Stitch Diaries, as I've opened this, I'll go and get the patterns for later when I do my advent calendars, and we can try and figure out what was the yellow one. It's not the hot chocolate, and I can't visualise it. It's not on her either, is it? Yeah, that is very strange. Hopefully I've got everything I should have, and they haven't swapped one or something. I don't know. Or have I got a bonus one? That would be nice, wouldn't it? I don't think I ordered. Yeah, it says they're instant download ones. Oh, it says the Cozy Cabin doll does come with yellow. It comes with a camel, yellow. What did I do with it? Yellow. A Festive Silver. a cream and a sapphire. What was the sapphire? And that's that navy. And a shale, which is that grey. And the hot chocolate comes with an oatmeal, a cocoa, a fudge, and that's all it says. So, do you know what I've ordered the yellow for? I wanted a blonde doll. That's going to be her hair, really yellow. So they have put some other colours in. So maybe they're doubles. Maybe you need 2 of those. I'm sure that you need cream with the hot chocolate, but maybe not. Maybe I'm getting confused. Maybe some of these you need more than one. I'm not entirely sure because it doesn't really tell me the quantities of each colour that I need for this. I can't remember what I ordered. Basically, if I was really fussy about it, I could go on the website pretending I'm ordering again and seeing how many yarns I should have got with these and things just to double check. But yeah. But that's what's going on. So I hope you've liked seeing what was in my toff parcel. I'll come back later with the patterns. I did show them on my last Stitch Diary video if you're interested. Maybe I'll bring my son's doll in as well. And yeah, we'll open the advent calendars. But yeah, I'm going to go away and do a load of jobs, you know, a load of boring stuff. But you know, this has to be done, doesn't it? So thank you so much for watching so far. And I'll see you later for a bit of advent calendar opening. Okay, see you later. Bye. Now, welcome back. Now, I've gone and done a load of jobs. I've vapped all the floors downstairs, I've mopped, done the dishwasher, put some washing on, folded towels up, and I've even stopped and had a little hot chocolate break with my son and a couple of biscuits. And I put the hot chocolate sachets in their calendars this morning with a spoon, so I know that he's got them because he's just had it now, and yeah, he really likes it, so it's gone down well. But I suppose my youngest will you know, get his later, and my husband and my eldest son, obviously, he's in Wales, isn't he? So yeah, he'll be coming back to a few days worth of calendars. Like, lucky him. So I'm going to do the advent calendars now and a bit of a catch up. I'll talk about kind of what happened after I logged off last night, really briefly, and anything I said that I was going to show you in this bit of video I'm going to do now. It is only, did I tell you the time? It's coming up to 5 to 11, if I'm reading that right. So yeah, I'm doing quite well actually. Now this afternoon, I'd really like to cast on the second sock. Now, as I said, I'm not going to just spend all this month knitting the other sock because I think it's going to be really boring for you. But I just want to get the you know, the toe cast on and get to the point where there's no more increasing or anything, and then pop it in my bag, and then I can just pick it up as and when, you know, when Emmerdale's on and whatever. So, but yeah, I just want to do that in the day when I've got no distractions, like, you know, my husband and things, you know, so people talking to me. So anyway, now you might be able to spot a little someone behind me. Now this is my son's doll. This is a Toff doll made in their alpaca yarn, in DK weight yarn, double knitting. And you know what, I didn't have to do anything to him. I literally, and I'll just get him out of the stand. Now this is what I was saying to his head. Look, he's gone a bit floppy because he's been, you know, he's been around a while now. Look at his tummy. But in the stand, it goes around the neck like this. I think you can adjust it, but look, it's absolutely perfect. So now what it is, this is basically, you use the same doll pattern for all of them. You just choose the colour that you want. You can do different hair. Like I did crocheted hair. I didn't add any hair after. And this was based on when we went abroad, we realised his love of scuba diving and his love of sea creatures. He loves, you know what, he loves a lot of things. He loves his chickens, he loves his guitars, but you know, I could imagine him living by the sea or working in a marine place or a sea life centre or something. Do you know, I'll just picture him like that. And yeah, and this is basically meant to be him. And when I made him at the time, I actually posted photographs of him online and did like a split screen. Sorry, I think all the dust is getting to my face and making me itch. And unless it's the yarn, I'm probably, you know, I have allergies to things. I'm probably allergic to the alpaca yarn or something. But but it's lovely. It's lovely and soft. But he loves his doll. But that's going to look so much nicer now on his shelf with all the sea creatures that I've crocheted for him and things, and the knitted seagull and everything. So yeah, it will look lovely. So I'm really delighted. So when I make the cozy cabin doll, I'll have a stand for that as well, which I'm really pleased. I'm surprised I didn't do it sooner. Excuse me, my dad is calling. I'll be with you in a moment. Right, I'm back. What was I saying? I can't, do you know what? I should have watched the video back and realised where I was. Anyway, I'll just guess where I was. So, I've got things I want to show you. So, what was I saying? Yeah, I had basically a hot drink after I'd done all these jobs, and I replied to a few comments from my last video, my one from yesterday, and from my last Stitch Diary video, and then I've come here. So, I have watched while I was getting ready this morning, Arnie and Carlos. They've got pre-recorded videos that they've done. They're not, I don't think they're actually doing anything live during December. I think they're having a break, but they pre-recorded Christmas ones that they put out every day. And it's all about, they'll you know, it's like an advent calendar style thing. And they always do like new patterns every year. And this year they did some Christmas balls. Now day number one, now I've watched their yesterday's video, I haven't seen today, but day number one was this ball. Now if you follow me on social media and you've watched my YouTube before, you will have seen this ball that I knitted, and this is from their new advent calendar. And they didn't name them this year because I said, oh, they name all their Christmas balls, which they normally do, but they didn't this year. But what they said in their video, it's a heart with an acanthus leaves all around it. That's what it is. So I don't know what acanthus leaves look like actually. So I am going to look that up. So yeah, so I showed you Toft, didn't I? So Toft patterns. Now I had the yarn, I picked it up from the post office, didn't I? So I've got the patterns here, which I showed you in my Stitch Diaries. So I'm sorry if you saw this the other day, but this is what the yarn is for. One is to make a hot chocolate monster, and this is for my youngest son. I'm making that for him. But what's quite good about it is I don't have to do it this side of Christmas. I make him crochet things any time of year. So if I don't feel like I want to do it this side of Christmas, I don't have to. And it's the same with the doll, because this is going to be hours worth of work. And obviously it's going to be boring too. But yes, I've made a foot today. I've made a hand today. Rather boring, you know, these things, they go on for ages. But this is the cozy cabin doll, which I'll be making. And mine might have blonde hair. However, it just depends. That yellow, I don't know about the yellow really. And I don't know how the hair looks like. It's kind of been braided a little bit. So the thing you have to watch when you make knitted dolls and crochet dolls, when you add hair, they can end up, they've got so much hair, and it just, like, you know, weighs them down, and there's just too much to do anything with. So you have to kind of, like, you know, space it out a little bit. That's why sometimes you probably get dolls, you know, like the cheaper dolls you can buy for children, and they've got bald bits. Sometimes it's probably saving cost on the hair, but also it's just not as bulky. But as a child, it'd be really disappointing, wouldn't it? You get a doll and it's got all bald bits at the back. I never used to like it, I remember. So something I picked up in Aldi. Now I did pick up some two fabric fat quarter packs. Remember me saying I always like two, and it did have a little instruction thing. Now they're not, like, you know, they're as good as buying, you know, fabric from the cotton patch or a proper quilting shop. You know, the thread count is pretty low, but you know, they're okay for like crafting purposes. But yeah, I've got those if I, you know, want to knock up something for Christmas, you know, forget the time. And I picked up this. Now this is to make a hat. It's called Knit and Pearl Pom Pom Hat and Yarn. So you get the pom pom, you get the hat, and apparently you get a pattern. So I don't know if you have to download the pattern or the pattern is in the ball band. Let's have a look. Yes, the pattern is in the ball band, but whether I do the pattern that come on that, there was different colours. This is like a maroon glitter. You can actually see the glitter quite well, can't you, in this? I don't think you could see it on, I wonder now, there's a bit more light, if we can see the glitter in the Toft one. It's like a lurex. Now, I can't see that on the camera. Oh, no, it's not really coming up, is it, unfortunately? So anyway, so what should we look at next? Now, I told you I bought a couple of knitting magazines when I was trying to retrieve my parcel the last time I was you know, in my local town. And these are the magazines. Now, one is crochet and I've not opened it yet. And it's the brand new one. It's issue 130 and it's simply crochet. And in it, you get an advent calendar to make 12 magical designs. And they're all fairies. They're crochet fairies. So yeah, I do like having their calendar. I don't buy many magazines now, but I tend to buy them around Christmas time. That's when I tend to, you know, cave. Now this one, now I must admit, if this had been the magazine, I don't think, if I just saw that, I may not have bought it, because obviously I don't buy magazines anymore. But it was in plastic and it had this picture on the front and it was all sandwiched in a green packaging and it had these like little woodland creatures. Now I'm sorry it's ripped because I opened it and the packaging ripped and it came, where's the, I hope I haven't lost it. Now it did come with a little card pattern, which oh here it is. It comes with a pattern page for all these creatures. There's a raccoon, a squirrel, a fox, a mouse, an owl, a badger, and it says actually it's got some toadstools, but what I've noticed it says make us or make us. So I suspect you can't make the toadstools and the creatures. Maybe there's not enough yarn. You could if you use your own yarn. Now I'm going to show you the yarn. Now I've never had yarn like this from a magazine before. It's been vacuum packed. So I can't, it doesn't even look like yarn. Do you know what it looks like? Have you ever done needle felting and you get that roving wool? It looks like that, doesn't it? So yeah, I haven't opened it yet. I probably won't open it. Like I don't know if there's safety eyes in there because they've all got eyes. So there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairs of eyes, but I don't know if the eyes come in it. And does it say what you need? 5 pairs of 6mm eyes, it says on the pattern. Now, what I have had a skip through this magazine. Now, what has made me laugh, what has attracted me the most in this magazine isn't knitting. Oh, it did make me laugh actually, because as you may know if you watch my channel, I'm a figure skater, that there's some knitted ice skates with paper clips. I'm sure I've got that pattern in another magazine. That's the thing I was finding with magazines. The patterns were getting repeated. I was thinking I've seen this before. No, the pattern I quite like the look of are these crochet baubles. It is Let's Knit, but they're crochet baubles. Now I remember years ago I did start crocheting a bauble like this and it wasn't coming out the right shape from what I remember. I might have even shared this on YouTube, but yeah, I might have a little go at those. You use it with crochet cotton from what I can see, but you could do it in anything. I'm just wondering what sort of thickness what weight. It says to make it with DK weight, so any DK weight yarn would do, and you need a 3.5mm hook. And I know I've got polystyrene balls I could put inside those, and the reason I know is because they're hanging in a bag on the back of my craft room door, and when I open the door they bash off my calyx and the door comes flying back at me, and it's because they're bouncing off these polystyrene balls. That is how I know, because I thought, what is this making this door bounce back? And that was it. There's a few things on the back of the door, but I think that was the main culprit. So yeah, I've left that on that page so don't forget. Now what else? Yes, now do you remember I won a either 20 or 25 pound voucher from Create and Craft, and I found something and I had to spend about £2.20 or £2 something to get this because I didn't quite have enough. And it is this, and I really love the bag that it comes in. It says make your own Christmas friend. How nice, make your own Christmas friend. Now here's the clue, they're knitted mince pies with faces on, and it's from a designer that I've never knitted anything from of hers before. However, once I was going to be helping her on her stall at the NEC. She put a thing out once years ago and I volunteered, and I was going to be helping on the stand and teaching people how to knit and things, but I didn't have the time in the end. I don't know if it was I had a boy sick off school or something and I couldn't go, unfortunately. But the yarn in it, now this is a Stylecraft Special double knit, and it is, let me see what it is, it's called Sandstone, and it's a lovely like mottled kind of look about it. Now with this you are mixing yarns, so you're not just going to be knitting with one, you've got to mix the two together. So I'm guessing it's going to knit up quick, because if that's double knit and then you're mixing other things in, this is Stylecraft Cashmere Feel Wonder Soft, and it's called Baby 2-ply. So it's very, very fine, and I think you're going to mix these in together. It was the look of them, they looked really good. You definitely get the safety eyes with them. And a plastic sewing needle. I probably won't use the plastic one. Some wooden knitting needles. I might use my own. I've got lovely zinc like metal ones and things which I'll probably use. And I do recognise this colour. It's Stylecraft Special double knit camel. I know I've had that before because I bought a lot of that Stylecraft Special in the past. It's got stuffing, lots of stuffing at the bottom. And this is going to be the pattern. I have opened it actually. Those are them. Aren't they lovely? So what I can see from that, I think the pastry is a mix of those two, and the filling is that, from what I'm seeing. And there is a little bit of black yarn in there, which I'm guessing that's to embroider the mouth. But they're lovely, aren't they? So, as you might have known if you've watched my previous Vlogmases and things, that like last year I made sprouts for my family, and I made Christmas pudding covers for Terry Chocolate Orange. What I'm hoping to make for them this year are mince pies. So I'm going to be crazy. I don't know why I put this stress on myself, but I think these mince pies will bring me much joy, and I have got to knit. If I do want to do a little crochet sprout display, do you remember I made them and then I bought this little wreath and I was going to display them? My eldest son wanted his sprout. He's kept it all year on display, as well as the voodoo doll I knitted, yeah, and he wants them. And you know, sometimes when they knit things, even though they're teenagers and knit things, they go, Mum, can I have it? I'm like, oh, okay. Because I crocheted this gorgeous leggy fox out of a really nice crochet magazine, lovely yarn, and yeah, my middle son wanted it. I let him have it. They were younger, let him have it, and it was meant to be a centerpiece for something. I'm stuck. I'm stuck to the yarn. My ring. My ring is a Pandora, and it's got like leaves on it, look. And it does stick to things, actually. Yeah, they basically, when the boys were at an age where they still used to have a bit of an argument over things, my eldest, he threw it above the wardrobe, and my middle son was gutted, and I couldn't find it. And when we basically, we never ever found it. And then when we took the wardrobe down to redecorate the room, do you know, it wasn't there. We never ever found it. I was hoping they'd get to an age, they'd grow out of it, and then I could have it back. And I never ever found it. Yeah, I was a bit sad about it, actually. I love my boys being young. But I do like them being older now. They're like, you know, they're so mature. They're so, you know, they're so kind to each other. This is, if you are a parent who have got younger children and you think, you know, they want to kill one another, I think they can get past it. Mine, you know, I used to feel like a referee when they were younger at times, but yeah, I don't feel like that now. They're really lovely to each other, which I'm really happy about. Well, what's really funny is they can be like that with each other, but then when I used to take them out to play places and then someone else was horrible to them, they'd be like a big team, like, we'll find them, you know. Thinking, oh good lord, is this what it's going to be like? Right, so, but no, it's all okay. So that's that. So shall we? Is there anything else I need to show you? So actually, this is a printout I printed from the internet. It's just a blank December thing, because I didn't have a calendar for this year, and I know December's so busy. I've filled in a load of things that need to happen, you know, like orthodontist, hair appointment, fun things we're doing. So I've got that printed out. So because it was with my my crochet. Actually, what I will do is I will put those in that bag so they're together. That makes sense, doesn't it? This is a printout that was also with it. Now, I don't know if anybody's watching the World Cup, but I have been watching little bits of the World Cup. Now, I always find it more enjoyable if I've got something I can fill in, because I'm that kind of person. So basically, I've been filling in all the results. I actually colour coded the days, so it was easy for me to keep a track on. And now a lot of them are complete from the group stages. So I've just got a few more. So over basically the next couple of days, these bits will be filled in. We'll know who comes first, second and third and fourth in each group. And the person who comes first and second, they go on. So all the ones that go in the white section will go on to down here. And then I've got, so the winner of Group A will play the person who comes second place in Group B, and so on. So I find it way more interesting. So even though I don't watch football all year round or anything, I do like doing this kind of thing when the World Cup's on. And like I say, it makes it way more interesting. So sometimes my husband tries to tell me too much. I say, no, don't tell me. I don't mind you telling me the results, but I like to work it all out myself. I think he's getting a bit annoyed with me probably. But no, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. And it's like people on the telly, they start going, oh, well, this means. I'm like, please be quiet. I want to work this out myself. And these are my plans basically for our house. So this is what my house will look like when it's extended. So basically, at the moment, the only bit that's not, see the bits in brown, that bit there doesn't exist at the moment, and that bit doesn't exist. I've got the footings dug out, but that doesn't exist at the moment. So that's what how different it will look at the front when it's done. That's our property from the side that you don't really see, you know, you might see a bit at the front. And this is what the back will look like. So at the moment, we've got a double conservatory here, but basically that's getting knocked down, and the utility is getting, which is the utility, I remember thing. So my utility is on this side, but basically the whole house is going to be coming out further into the garden, and then we're going to get this extra bit on top of here, and that will be our eldest son's bedroom in there. So yeah, it's a bit crazy, but at the moment we do have this bit on the downstairs because this is like an old garage conversion, but this is going to have to be all, at the moment there's that and then there's the utility behind it. So basically at the moment we've been emptying the utility, so, and it's terrible. We've got a leak coming in it and everything, and we've got a skip, we've got a pink skip on the drive. So yeah, so basically we've been emptying that and just chucking stuff in the skip. It's been a nightmare, but basically we're gonna have to, that's here, basically this side of the house, that's going to have to all be knocked down so my husband could basically just get round the back, so he hasn't got to keep coming through the house because we haven't got a side entry. So yeah, that's basically what is happening. And we don't like have some like big budget to do this, right? We've never had like a big budget. We go, oh, we've got all this money to do this. He just does it as and when, you know, he earns some money and he does a bit. That's how he does it basically. So so that is my life, right? So basically all my eldest son stuff is in the garden room, so we won't be doing Christmas in the garden room this year. So we're going to basically do presents in bed basically, and we are going to have a Christmas tree after all, because we didn't think we were going to be able to do it because we've got no living room or anything. But we're going to take, do you know my thing called the dry soon, that I called the dry too soon? We're going to put that on the landing. We're going to have a Christmas tree there, so that is the plan. So I've had to bring down the cat scratching post and this cat condo thing downstairs, so the cat condo's over here now, so I can put the dry too soon up there. So yeah, I'm going to do that this afternoon as well. So advent calendars, right, this video is going to be really long, isn't it? And then what I might do is that unless there's something I want to show you when I'm doing something, crafting or whatever, I'll throw that in at the end, but I'm not going to probably sit in front of the camera again today. So last night was such a late night. I was so worried. We got up to pick our son up from because he went to the theatre with school. So basically what happened is I picked my youngest up, brought him home, that's from school, fed him, give him dinner, then I had to dash off, get my middle son from college and his friend, drop them home, came back, done him dinner, then I washed my youngest son's hair for him because he said, my hair's a mess, Mum, will you wash it? I was like, yeah, okay. Took him back to school for 5:15, and then I came home and had dinner with my husband, and then we had to end up getting a McDonald's for us because it was so late I couldn't cook what I was supposed to cook, and I had a festive pie. And then we went to pick Jack up from the theatre from school because they got at 10 o'clock, because that's what he told us. Got there and there was no parents there, and I was so worried. I phoned him, his phone was off. So I phoned one of the parents, and they said that their friend has got their friends on trackers on the phone, and she said they're still in Birmingham at the theatre. So, and then when they realised when they were moving, so we killed some time. So we thought we'll go and get a hot drink somewhere. So I ended up having another festive pie. I had 2 festive pies from McDonald's yesterday, one with my dinner and one while I was killing time. So anyway, they got back about 10:25. So yeah, it was quite late actually. And then we get up at, basically my husband's alarm goes off at 6 o'clock every morning. That's when we get up. So yeah, we have to get up early. So we're going to open Barbie first, and I'm going to open door number 2, which is down here, and then I'll open the sewing calendars. Oh, it's something purple. Now Barbie's in purple, isn't she? Do you know what I think it is? I think it's a tutu. If it is, I'll put it on her because she's only wearing a leotard, isn't she? Ooh, yes. Little tutu. It could be a figure skating outfit, couldn't it? I was going to have a purple figure skating outfit because Helen gave me that fabric, didn't she? Oh, Helen, I didn't tell you what I ended up doing with that purple fabric. I was going to make a figure skating dress, but it didn't have enough stretch. So I used it as at Halloween as a table thing to put all the stuff on, and it looked really dramatic, really good. Even though we haven't got a table, I put it on the end of the kitchen island and just did it there, but it looked really good. There we go, look, Barbie in her tutu. So she could either be a ballet dancer, or another kind of dancer, or a figure skater. She could, she looks a bit more figure skating looking now, doesn't she? I should know what I do with my arms when I do this. There we go, that's a spiral. Pretty impressive spiral there, Barbie. Right, I'll pop her back in the box again. I've been keeping my advent calendars in the haul because it's been a bit easier. Right, we're going to open the prim. Now, I didn't do my own homemade one to open gifts this year, but I did an alternative one, didn't I? So, yeah, I don't know what's going to be number 2. I can't remember, even though I only made it, was it Wednesday evening? Right, number 2. Oh, it's there. It's not in numbers, it's in words, look. Got number 1. It looks quite a big door, actually. Ooh. Ooh, I like the look of this. I really like the look of this. Now, I must admit, I saw this recently on YouTube and I was thinking, do you know what, I haven't got one of those. That would be really useful. So they're Prim Love needles. You can never have enough. And this, so I believe, is where you store them. Now, I'm sure you twist them up like this. What I'll do is, at some point, I will put some needles in this. I'll demonstrate it. I think what happens is you put your needles for sewing, hand sewing in there, and you twist it like this, and they spray out like that. And I must admit, I was admiring that. I think it was on Guthrie and Garney, and I was thinking, oh, I haven't got one of those. That might be quite useful. So what I'll do is, for now, I'm going to pop it back in the door. Now I'm going to open my back stitch, but they're all hanging on here, so I've just got to go and grab it. Bag number 2. You know what? You can never have enough, in my opinion, of these. Now, I have got a few tape measures, but you wouldn't believe the amount of times I can't find one, and then I've got one that's only in centimetres, and it's usually when I want to measure in inches, and then I always seem to find that one because I don't like it, because I like doing dressmaking in inches, you see. So that is fabulous. So yeah, that is really useful. Now, what did I do with the thing that I got? Yes, oh, the cross stitch. Now, the cross stitch kit, I opened it. Now, the Aida, the thing that you do the cross stitch on, is rather small. And I did start a few stitches, and I did think, this isn't going to fit this way. Maybe it'll fit this way. But as it happens, what I've done is I've got that whole kit, and I've put it inside the pocket of my Janet Claire apron, because, I'm just going to go and grab it. Right. Polystyrene balls. So yeah, I've got loads of them, look. So I'm going to put those back on the door so I don't lose them. You know what I'm like. Look, I've got a pocket full of stitching now. Let me put it in there. Now, this is my apron that I made, and it's a pattern by Janet Claire. Now, Janet Claire wears hers all the time, and she's got all things on it. Now, I use this fabric for the pockets, and I use just linen. It's flax linen from what I remember, and it crosses at the back. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it doesn't, do you know what, it's one of those sort of things, it looks better on. But anyway, the only decoration I've got on mine is I cross-stitch bees onto mine. And excuse my nails, by the way, I painted them days ago. And I've got a Janet Clare badge on there. But what I'm thinking of doing is cross-stitching the robin on there. Now, how you do that is, well, you can cross-stitch directly onto linen. You know, if you really take your time, you can get them very uniform. But a cheaty way, which was how I did it, you put a patch of Aida and you stitch it loosely, tack it on to your fabric, and then you do your cross-stitch design on it, and then you cut your Aida, and you have to pull all the bits out of it, and then you're just left with a cross-stitch. Perfect on there. So that's what I'm going to do. Like, I don't know, you know, this might not be this year, but that is in my pocket, and it's whenever I feel like doing it. So, and it's whether, I don't think I'm going to use the Aida fabric that came with it, you know. I'll show you how small it is. I think it's going to keep catching. When I try to stitch a few stitches, I started working it that way, and then I came to it and the robin wasn't going to fit. I started the wing in the centre. Maybe it would fit there, but I'm not convinced. And then because I turned it, I wasn't working in the direction that I wanted to work in. So yeah, I think I'm going to get a bigger patch of Aida, maybe a smaller gauge as well. I think that looks quite a large gauge. And I'm going to stitch that robin, but that'd be a lovely kind of gauge for a child. But in all honesty, if you was to ever give cross stitch to a child, I would give them a decent sized bit of fabric, and I'd put it in a hoop, and so they're not going to keep catching the ends of it then. I think that might put somebody off if they've not done it before. But it's a lovely little design, isn't it? And I think I would love a cross stitch robin on my Janet Clare apron. Right, I was going to say my goodbyes then. Right, so yeah, I'm not going to say my goodbye. I haven't opened this calendar. We've got to find number 2. Now, because I've made this myself, I'm thinking, have I done a number 2? Yeah, I have. I've done it in words. This one says, now this is for the younger people in your lives, write a letter to Father Christmas. Now, it probably doesn't matter whatever age, now is a good time to let your loved ones and relatives, or Father Christmas, if there's anything you want in particular for Christmas, if they're struggling to choose something for you. So it's always a good idea to maybe sometimes give people a few pointers, rather than thinking, oh, I hope I'm going to get something I want, and then Christmas Day there's nothing. But you know, I don't tend to worry all that much. I think, well, if I get something I want, it's a pleasant surprise. You know, I hope really I know it sounds a bit miserable, getting money so I can buy things as and when I need it, if I need yarn or fabric or whatever. So yeah, it's time to let Father Christmas, all your loved ones, let them know what you want for Christmas. So anyway, I'm going to leave you here for now. Maybe there'll be a little bit of footage later. I don't know, but I'm not going to sit this side. You're probably not going to see my face in this this episode today, but maybe you'll see my hands doing something, I don't know. But anyway, I'll be back tomorrow with some more advent calendar opening and some more crafty fun, hopefully. So I'll see you soon. Bye.